Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanishalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. In this session, we will be discussing from the 24th verse of the 9th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sadeva Devo Bhagavan Pratikshatam Kalevaram Yavad Idam Hinom Myaham Prasanna Hasaruna Lochanollasan Mukham Bhujo Dhyana Patas Chaturbhujaha. The meaning of this verse is: May my Lord, who is four-handed and whose beautifully decorated lotus face with eyes as red as the rising sun is smiling, kindly await me at that moment when I quit this material body. Now, this is a realization of Bhishma Deva, who is an unflinching servitor of the Supreme Lord Krishna. What is the identity of Krishna? Though he appears as a son of Vasudeva and Devaki, though he appears to be like one of the descendants of the Vrishni dynasty, a Kshatriya, but he is not a Kshatriya, he is not a person of this world. He is the transcendental Supreme Personality. So Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, Bhishma Deva knew well that Lord Krishna is the original Narayana. Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This is what is said in the Brahma Samhita by Lord Brahma. He declares Govinda or Krishna, Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishna. He is the original Supreme Personality of God, or Supreme Lord. His worshipable deity was four-handed Narayana, but he knew that four-handed Narayana is a plenary expansion of Lord Krishna. That Bhishma Deva knew. So he did not consider Krishna as an ordinary person. Indirectly, he desired Lord Sri Krishna to manifest himself in his four-handed feature of Narayana. Bhishma Deva is preparing to quit the body because he had the blessing from his father that he could quit his body whenever he desired. In what sense? Whenever he desired, what does it mean? It means that he can choose the most auspicious moment to quit the body. Again, this is explained in the Bhagavad Gita, that for somebody who is not a pure devotee of Krishna, they have to select an auspicious time to quit the body in order to escape rebirth. In order to escape rebirth. For a common person, generally, because the person has some material desires, such a person has to take birth again in this material world to fulfill those desires. But somebody who is free from all material desires, even such a person, if he is not a devotee, he has to quit the body at an auspicious time. That means the passage of the soul from this material world to the spiritual world is controlled by higher authorities. in the case of non-devotees. For devotees, Krishna directly takes charge, as was explained in the previous verse. At once, by Krishna's arrangement, a pure devotee is transferred by the internal energy to one of the eternal planets as soon as the devotee quits the body. As soon as, immediately. So that's not true for non-devotees. Non-devotees, their passage is controlled by higher authorities. So here it is explained that Krishna, in his four-handed feature, as the Narayana, Supreme Transcendental Lord Narayana in the spiritual world, Bhishma is desiring that Narayana manifest himself before Bhishma at the time of Bhishma quitting the body. Now, why is Bhishma desiring this? That Srila Prabhupada says, a Vaishnava is always humble in his behavior. This is Bhishma's humility as a Vaishnava. Why is it said that Bhishma is humble? Because it is explained by Prabhupada, although it was 100% certain that Bhishma Deva was approaching Vaikuntha Dhama just after leaving his material body, still as a humble Vaishnava, he desired to see the beautiful face of the Lord, for after quitting the present body, he might not be in a position to see the Lord anymore. See, this is the humility of the Vaishnava. Bhishma's mind is completely absorbed in thought of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is guaranteed to actually go to the Vaikuntha planet after quitting his material body, because he is absorbed in that kind of thought. But then he is doubly ensuring that he wants, at the last moment of quitting the body, to see the beautiful face of the Supreme Lord. That's why the description is there that Kalevaram yavad idam hinomi, when I quit this body, prasanna hasa aruna lochana ullasat mukham bujaha. The lotus face of the Lord may be visible to me at the time of quitting the body, because the Lord has come personally before Bhishma Deva. So as a humble Vaishnava, he is thinking, I may not be able to see the Lord after I quit this body. Of course, that is assuming that he may not actually go back to the spiritual world. In that case, he still, till the last moment, he wants to be having darshan of the Lord, the last darshan, he wants to have it. A Vaishnava is not puffed up, although the Lord guarantees his pure devotee entrance into his abode. Krishna says, for his pure devotees, in the 8th chapter, Krishna explains this in the Bhagavad Gita. For my devotees, they can quit their body anytime, because they are always absorbed in thinking of me, man mana. In the 8th chapter, Krishna says, Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmarayudhyacha. So all these verses explain that a devotee's position is, he is always thinking of Krishna, always chanting his name, always engaged in glorifying him, always engaged eternally in his service. Like this, a devotee, such a devotee, who is constantly engaged, tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvak. So such a devotee, Krishna guarantees that such a devotee will straight be transferred to the eternal world of the personal abode of the Supreme Lord. So Bhishma says, as long as I do not quit this body. That's what Bhishma Deva is telling. Yavad idam hinomi aham kalevaram. As long as I do not quit this body. This means, Prabhupada says, the great general Bhishma Deva would quit the body by his own will. He was not being forced by the laws of nature. For ordinary people who are not yogis, having that perfection of being able to quit the body at the chosen auspicious moment, for those who are not such yogis, they are forced to leave the body at a certain time by the laws of nature, higher laws. And all such people generally are attached to their body because they don't want to quit the body, and they are forced. And if they refuse to quit the body, the Yamadutas are there to force them to leave the body. They cannot remain against the laws. Whereas Bhishma, because he is blessed by his father, Maharaj Shantanu blessed Bhishma, who was his son. Shantanu's son Bhishma was blessed by Shantanu that you be blessed to quit your body at the auspicious time of your choice. So, Bhishma was very, very powerful. He could stay in his body as long as he desired. He got this benediction from his father. So therefore, Bhishma, very humbly, he is praying to the Lord. He desired that the Lord stay before him in his four-handed Narayana feature, so that he might concentrate his attention upon this Narayana feature and thus be entranced in that meditation. Already Bhishma, being an unflinching servitor, is always engaged in devotional service of the Supreme Lord. But additionally, he wants that now that the Supreme Lord has appeared in front of me, let me concentrate my attention on his lotus face, beautiful lotus face, and be situated in trance in that way by concentrating my attention on his lotus face. He is thinking that just in case my mind is not pure at the time of quitting this body, by such concentration of my attention on the lotus face of Krishna, my mind will be sanctified by thinking of the Lord. Then, in such a state, if he quits his body, he did not mind wherever he might go. He did. A pure devotee actually is not very anxious that he has to quit this world and go to the spiritual world, the personal abode of the Lord. The devotee is not very anxious about that. Why? Srila Prabhupada says here, a pure devotee is never anxious to go back to the kingdom of God. Though that is the destination of the pure devotee, and it is guaranteed by the Supreme Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, Punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. Krishna guarantees this for his devotees, pure devotees. That mameti, they come back to me, my abode, madbhava magata. Several places. So, a pure devotee is completely dependent on the goodwill of the Lord. A devotee is never proud to think that I am a pure devotee. I am entitled to enter the personal abode of the Supreme Lord after quitting this body. He never thinks like that. So, a pure devotee always is dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And even if the Lord wants him to go to hell, a devotee is ready. In the sense that a devotee is ready to serve the Lord anywhere, even in the material world, even in hellish planets. Because the devotee's only business is to serve the mission of the Lord in this material world, especially the mission of the Lord to actually deliver the conditioned souls. So that in that way, a pure devotee doesn't particularly desire to go to the spiritual planet. Anywhere the Lord wants him to serve, the devotee is ready. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.